and it was very unpopular politically when the Roosevelts and all of the large foundations in corporate America was saying, well, maybe we should put the slaves back on ships and send them back to Africa. Well, that was not popular. That wouldn't have come across very well. So Margaret Sanger and her friends in the eugenics community, doctors and corporate men and scientists, said, well, we can sterilize them, we can make them infertile, but you said it. The plan was to make sure some very high-profile African-American pastors in the African-American churches were going to sell this idea that economic progress and upward mobility would happen by limiting children in the family. And so they attacked the minority women in America with that false message. And as a Project Rachel director, I know that women are harmed and traumatized by abortion. They are not helped. They do not move up the economic class. They are not assisted psychologically or mentally, emotionally by abortion. In fact, there's a phenomenon, it's called repeat abortion. It has been identified by researchers as an effect of post-abortion stress syndrome. And the central aspect of that trauma of abortion is helplessness. It's not economic wealth or promoting yourself. And women like Lavinia reenact their abortion. She had 14. That's their means by which they revisit the trauma of abortion, and they revisit the situation with some hope, thinking, I'm going to conquer it this time. I'm going to be pregnant, and then I'm going to conquer that abortion that I had. But unfortunately, if they haven't healed, they will continue to repeat the cycle, and they will not conquer or triumph over the experience of abortion. So it's really important, if people go out tomorrow to the event at 3100 Professional Drive, they're kicking off 40 days of prayer and fasting, community outreach to let the community know the trauma of abortion, and peaceful public vigil. And we want to tell the Ann Arbor community and all across the state and all across the globe, abortion hurts women. It kills babies, but it traumatizes the woman. And so may I just share a number? We have a Project Rachel helpline for any woman listening who's had an abortion, who feels sad, depressed, suicidal. These are all very symptomatic of women who've had abortions. We have a helpline number you can call, and we will assist you by referring you to a mental health professional, a pastor. We have 8-week classes called Forgiven and Set Free, and it's very important that the woman heal from that wound of abortion, or she will experience this post-traumatic stress.
Give us that number right away. We've got some other callers on the line.
It is 517-993-0291, and we can help, and all the calls are confidential.
Okay. All right. And matter of fact, give us the website, and I'm gonna have to have you again. We want to continue this conversation. I know you're doing this 40 Days for Life, the Jericho Walk. We're gonna have you on again because we need to continue this conversation, continue this information out there. Give our audience your website, and I'm gonna have to talk to you soon.
Thank you, Del.
You're welcome.
For the 40 Days for Life event that's happening in Ann Arbor tomorrow, that's 40daysforlife.com/Ann Arbor. And if anyone would like help who is post-abortive, they can go to newlifecenter.com.
All right. Thank you very
Del.
much.
Happy
You're
birthday.
welcome. Thank you very much. Okay,
God
we'll
bless.
talk to you soon. God bless. All right. Before I get to any more calls, I still have so much that's on the agenda. And, Derek, I want you, this is, remember it was a tweet that went out by CNN, and the roundtable, we're going to have a discussion on this. And Cruz office picked up this tweet. And I just want you to hear something that was said by CNN. Derek, if you can play soundbite 211.
Dr. Ben Carson, what have we learned? That's right. We should say that our Chris Moody is breaking this news that Ben Carson is going to go back to Florida, to his home, regardless of how he does tonight here in Iowa. He's going to go there for several days, and then afterwards, he's not going to go to South Carolina. He's not going to go to New Hampshire. He's going to come to Washington, D.C., and he's going to do that because the National Prayer Breakfast is on Thursday, and people who have been following Ben Carson's career know that that's really where he got himself on the political map, attending that prayer breakfast and really giving it to President Obama at the time, and he became kind of a hero among conservatives, among evangelicals especially.
But it's very unusual.
Very unusual.
To be announcing that you're going home to rest for a few days, not going on to the next site. Plus, he's already announced that he's going to be coming out and speaking at 9:15 local, 10:15 Eastern, no matter whether or not we know the results, because he wants to get home and get ahead of the storm.
Look, if you want to be president of the United States, you don't go home to Florida. I mean, that's just bottom line. That's the end of the story. If you want to signal to your supporters that you want it, that you're hungry for it, that you want them to get out,
all right, thank you.
You got to be out there doing it too, and he's not doing it. It's very unusual.
Yeah.
Very unusual news that CNN has just learned. CNN's Chris Moody breaking the story. Wolf, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. I just wanted to, now we can talk about this, Mayor, talk about this field. And that's what started this, and of course we went on into where, Donald Trump said that he stole the election, and Ben Carson said that it was he could have had more votes, and we were all surprised by the number of votes. That all I'm saying is that it was the news media, Propaganda Incorporated, that put out this information, and Cruz, his campaign, and also Rubio, he might not have told his administration or some of the people in his campaign to take advantage of this, and that's why this information that got out, and he thought that he was seizing an opportunity. So I wanted to just hear the roundtable's opinion on that, on what we just heard.
Well, basically, I feel that what was worse was the way that the Cruz sophisticated campaign team used that CNN tweet or post or announcement by saying,
a tweet
then
that turned around into being
a news report.
News report, yes.
But then Representative Steve King turned that into a definitive statement that Ben Carson was dropping out of the race and that his supporters should now caucus for Ted Cruz. And that is the real problem that I see, because they all knew that. And then for Ted Cruz and the media to now say, oh, well, it was just a tweet and nobody saw it. These people are very sophisticated. Ted Cruz has a very sophisticated campaign team, and they all knew it. And all of the precinct delegate heads in each of the little groups heard that, saw that, were told that, and they passed that along. In addition to that, Ted Cruz put out a voter violation notice to the community. It's a political campaign tactic to try to shame people into coming in to vote in the caucus. So on one hand, they are using very sophisticated techniques, and on the other hand, they are claiming nobody saw it, nobody heard it, nobody did anything about it. Now, I don't think that Ben Carson could have increased in the rankings, but I do believe that it was poor tactics on the part of Ted Cruz's campaign staff.
Okay. All right.
I think that, again, when we talk about Iowa, it's a unique set of circumstances, and it's a unique strategy that you have to. And so the strategy was to eliminate your competition for those voters. That's the whole thing there. But obviously, Ben Carson had taken him out of the race pretty much before they even got to Iowa, before they even started the voting, because if you remember, he was leading at one time. There has been and so what I'm saying is that in order to get that group to come in and vote for you on caucus night, they started eliminating the competition long before they got to Iowa.
Well, that's true, but it's still the tactics and the narrative.
The tactics, and so what I say is that we have to go along into this cycle to figure out how we can eliminate the people without eliminating the whole party.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The circular shooting.
We got 2 minutes left here.
Ourselves.
Let's get to, we got to get to Tom on line 2. Good morning, Tom. How you doing?
Yeah, good morning. This is Angry Tom. How you doing?
Oh, good morning, Angry Tom. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, I do want to say just one thing,
Yes.
Mayor Janice, that our founding father said character in our president is extremely important, and that's why I could never vote for Donald Joker Trump. And Del, you share a birthday with Ronald Reagan.
There it is.
There
That
you
is
go.
it. That's it. Okay, hold on. Derek, if you don't mind, do me a favor. Could you take down his name and address, what size T-shirt you that you wear? We're going to mail that out to you. Thank you very much, Tom.
Hey, I say one thing. I went
Yes,
to
you
high school
can.
with Lynn Mills.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Angry
care.
Tom, you talk about Donald Trump's character.
Yes.
Yes.
He's the greatest capitalist that I've seen in a long time. What aspects of his character are you speaking about? That he is not politically correct? I happen to think that it's about time.
And if he is the ultimate winner, will you vote for him?
Okay, that question comes to me often. Yes, I will vote for him if he
Thank you.
wins, but a man with 3 ex-wives, running strip clubs
wait a
and
minute, wait a
casinos,
minute.
etc.,
Wait a
tells me
minute.
his
Look at
Christian
what the
character is
media-
very much lacking.
Let me tell you something about 3 marriages. Look at what the media did to us years ago, generations ago. Free love, free sex.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be free to do this. We didn't have any foundation for strong marriages, so I don't really think that that's a character flaw. It might be a bad choice, bad options, but I don't think that's a character flaw.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, well, good luck to you.
All right, Tom, we're going to have to
Thanks.
continue that conversation next week. There was a correction. I want you to go to the website, newlifecenterlansing.org. That's newlifecenterlansing.org. Folks, we'll see you next week. This is the most exciting show on radio, and we'll see you then. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
The Abolitionist Roundtable invites the Wham! Talk 1600 listeners to continue the roundtable discussions by mailing correspondence to Art of Michigan, Post Office Box 135, Garden City, Michigan 48135.
Or follow Phil, Del, and Janice at artofmichigan.com. You can also send emails to artofmichigan@hotmail.com. And most of all, continue to listen every Saturday and tell a friend.